Good morning. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How is everybody? Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us for our first ever podcast with Broadway, Utica. We are so excited to have you as we come to you virtually during these unprecedented times, but we are so honored to have you all with us today and our awesome team. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Danielle Padula. I am the executive director here at the Broadway Theater League of Utica, also known as Broadway Utica. And we are just so excited to have all of you with us, and I can't reiterate that enough, especially since we haven't seen so many of you in the last couple months. So just a little bit about the league. We were founded in 1957, and we are proud tenants of the Stanley Theater. So we are located in the 258 building on Genesee Street, right across from the beautiful theater. And we are so honored to call Stanley our home. So we look forward to welcoming you all back into the theater soon. And just a little bit about our team. So I'm going to turn it over to Carrie, our marketing and communications manager. Carrie, take it away.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm glad to be here, and I wanted to say that I'm the newest member of this crew here, and just under a month. And so it's been quite interesting to getting, used to everything, and I'm loving it. And what a great crew. So what you're going to see from me coming in the upcoming months is really just keeping you guys informed on social media and email newsletters. Just to let everyone know what's going on and open up those communications so that we can do what we can to deliver all the great news that will be coming up really soon. So I'm grateful to be here with this great team, and I look forward to an amazing season.
Well, thank you. And you're doing a great job. And Carrie started during this COVID pandemic. So she's been working remote, and it's been a learning process for all of us. So
Yes.
But we're honored to have her and join our team. And then there's Kristen, which I'm sure many of you know. Kristen, you want to talk a little bit about yourself?
Sure.
Your favorite thing to do?
Yeah. My favorite thing to do. Yes. So I've been with the organization for 5 years now, and I recently started a new role of customer service and subscription manager. And so if you've been calling, that's me that you've been talking to, or emailing, I've been handling all of those. And then for the last several years, I was program and event coordinator. I led the Youth Ambassador program for 4 years of that. And then during that time, just kind of planning community fundraising events, projects, to do the Playbill, which I'm going to be sharing with Carrie in the future, as well as the Youth Ambassador program. And then the night of the show, you'll see me. I'm usually on the floor or just walking the halls, just making sure everybody has anything that's taken care of that they need. So.
Well, thank you, Kristen. And we're excited to have you in your new role. Kristen's role was developed to really take care of our subscribers. We have, close to 2,000 subscribers with us as a member of Broadway Utica. And so Kristen will really be catering to everything that they need in seat change requests and all the perks that come with being a subscriber. So we're excited to see Kristen transition into a bigger role that she's definitely suited for, as so many patrons know her. So thanks, Kristen, for all your support throughout the years, but especially these last couple months with really taking on a big task as we roll out our season.
Thank you. I love it.
And then there's Jill. So this week was actually Jill's 1-year anniversary to Broadway Utica.
I didn't know that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I know we can't celebrate. We can't have cake or anything, but maybe, we'll do a happy hour or something like that to celebrate. But Jill is our director of finance and box office manager. So she oversees all the group sales, all the invoices and paying and everything that's going in and out of the office. So I'll turn it over to you, Jill.
Yes, I have the boring job. I'm the finance person. I deal with numbers and I collect everybody's money.
Yeah.
But no, I can't. I'm excited. I can't wait to get back into the theater and to see everyone. I miss all of our subscribers, all our patrons. that support our shows. I'm usually sitting at the will call table. So if you do frequent our shows, there I am every night, sitting there for every show.
Boring but busy. And
boring but busy, yes. And that's actually
very
the
busy.
enjoyable part of my show, about my job, is getting to see all the people coming in to the theater. It's awesome.
I think
love
that's
it.
probably everybody, like if I had to say, that would be my most favorite part as well, just seeing the people and their families come into the theater. I know we probably all just keep saying that, but Kristen, I'm sure you feel the same.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This part.
So, and we miss everybody.
I love it.
Back in March, we didn't think that would be the last time we would see so many of you at Cats. We didn't think that we wouldn't see you at the Color Purple or at Waitress. It's really done a toll on us just emotionally. We live for your energy, your excitement. There's a thrill with bringing these shows to you all. It's what we survive on, and we survive on each other. So, we spend 40 plus hours a week together, and this whole virtual thing is just not what we would want. I know some of them enjoy the break from me, but I would hope that they maybe missed me as much as I miss them. So we can't wait to get back into the Stanley Theater. We cannot wait to bring productions to you. So just with the pandemic going on and the big announcement from Broadway about the postponement of their season until September, Broadway Utica made a very difficult decision to postpone our season until 2021. So it's not easy to come to you here today and to deliver that. It was not our intentions. Our intention today was to come and announce the great season that we were going to have. But with, everything going on in New York City, and we just want your comfort level to be there. We want you to be excited to come into the theater, to feel safe. We want to do our part in the community to slow the spread. And while this will take the financial toll, the emotional toll, things like that, on all of us greatly, your safety is our number one priority. So we have been working very closely with shows to reroute and get them back to Utica. We are excited to bring you the season at the end of this month. We feel very confident and strong about our future, and we are excited. This downtime has given us time to bring you a lot of creative things. You'll see new programs rolling out. You'll see new sponsors being announced. It gave us a chance to know our audience. And really, Kristen has been working so closely with each subscriber and going through requests, ideas, things they would like to see. We feel fortunate to have a little bit of this break to really get to know so many people that have been supporting us for these last 60 plus years. So, it is very tough to bring you that news. I think we're going back and forth with, do we postpone the podcast a couple more weeks? And we just owe it to every single one of you who have been calling and checking in on us and in the season. So many of you have donated tickets back from shows that our season was cut short. And we're very, very excited. I feel like I keep saying, but your safety is our number one priority. So if that means that we see you again in January, then we'll see you again in January. Like I said, it's not ideal, but it's just the times that we're in. So that's our little bit of a COVID update. I know it's not the greatest news, but our segment is filled with a lot of exciting and upcoming news. And I'm going to let Carrie talk to you all about our podcast and how it got started and our partnership with the Disruption Network.
All right, guys. So really, this podcast is just a way to stay connected with everybody, answer questions that, our followers may have. And of course, any feedback or suggestions, we want it all. So, it's going to be the second and fourth Thursday of every month. So at noon. So, log on at noon and we'll be here second and fourth. And so really our first Thursday of the month, we really focus on some of our shows that are coming in, what they're about, some clips, talk to cast members, directors, crews, talk about all of that and bringing that to you live right here but also we'll be talking about, tickets, how to get tickets, subscription news, anything related to the Broadway Utica productions. And like the fourth Saturday or the fourth Thursday of the month, we're going to turn the tables and really focus on our youth ambassador programs and our student programs that we have here on Broadway, any other events that Broadway Utica is participating in, definitely sharing interviews and questions with our partners and our community sponsors, which is very important. So this is going to be a great outlet for all of us to communicate and stay on top of what's going on.
It is, Carrie. And thank you for all your hard work that you're putting into keeping Broadway Utica in the forefront of our community and the marketing efforts that you have so greatly jumped on board, even from Rome virtually. Carrie's a resident of Rome. So
Hi, Rome.
She has been wonderful. Hi, Rome. Rome is one of our greatest supporters, so we always love to give them a shout out. They are such strong patrons. So thank you, Carrie. And like Carrie said, we're going to feature everything. You'll hear from producers, marketing directors, how touring and routing works, the bidding process. You'll hear from our partners and our youth ambassadors. And we have really, really fun and exciting programs that we're excited to bring you in the next couple of months. So we by no means are staying backstage. We're just going to give you a backstage look into everything that we are doing. So hopefully you'll stick with us and appreciate all the updates. And we want to hear from you. So this is an outlet for you as well and a platform. So I am going to talk a little bit about renewals and subscriptions and how that process works. So you heard from Jill earlier, and that is her baby, all the money and the invoicing. It's going to look a little different this year because our first show will not be until January. So with that being said, we'll have a lot of time. You'll have time to pay your invoice. You'll have time to be a subscriber. Time will be on your side. We've had a couple months of time and looks like we got a couple months more. So Jill, I think we're talking about the June 1st time frame for all our current subscribers.
Yep, should be out. And we have a little bit of a twist this season. We're going to try, for those that have email addresses, we're going to try and send their invoices electronically. We'll also mail a hard copy to them as well, just so they have it. But we thought emailing to those that can accommodate would help speed up the process for them. And I think it would work well for us as well. So
yeah. Especially being
remote. It looks like the beginning of June we should be sending those out by. Yeah.
Perfect. So that's for new subscribers. I know. Fingers crossed that we'll be back to some normalcy, at least in the office, with some office hours, and even if it's just a few of us here at a time. But we're excited for that. Jill's been working frivolously from home and going through all these invoices. So once they're pretty much cleaned up and ready to go, you will see them in your emails or your mailboxes around the June timeframe. So what does that look like then to be a new subscriber? Well, to be a new subscriber, we're always looking for new people to join our little league here. It'll probably be the end of August into the early fall timeframe. So there are several ways that you can express interest through social media, through email, and also through our website. And we will monitor those. Kristen, we'll get back to everybody on that. And we're hoping when we announce the season, we're hoping that it'll be our second part of the podcast at the end of this month on the 28th, I believe it is, of May. And once that is announced, subscribers will get their invoices. You'll have all summer as we're working through seat change requests. We really want to accommodate everybody in their needs. If you need extra seats or need to change the amount of seats you have or things like that, we will work through all of that. Several of you have credits from the color purple that will be applied to your invoice. Those are clearly stated. Once we get through all of that, we're thinking the middle of August into September, we'll be able to accommodate all new subscribers. So the faster you get that request in and just have an intent to maybe become a subscriber, we're not locking you into anything. We'll release all the pricing and things like that, so you don't have to commit right away, but it kind of just reserve your seat in line when we get ready to give you that phone call that we have opened it up to new subscribers. So with that, obviously, comes the payment option. Jill's boring but busy job, and we have we're working with a program to really offer payment plan options. We do not want anybody to have to take the effects of COVID and maybe prevent them from something that they truly enjoy, like the theater and the arts and the music. So this year you will see an extension on the payment plan option, and that is really just a benefit to you. We don't want you to have to pick and choose. And a lot of people are going through a lot of different things right now. So bear with us as we roll that out. We appreciate all the phone calls and the questions. Keep them coming. We're all available to talk to you, but I know that Jill and Kristen have been really working hand in hand on this to accommodate all the upgrades and the donations from the Color Purple, the credits from the Color Purple, the postponement of waitress and things like that. So we are answering the phones. It may be a little bit delayed and we have to return your call, but ask us those questions. We'll make sure to get the marketing materials out there so that you really understand. But we are excited. We don't want to, jump the gun too soon. And we just really want to make sure that your safety and your comfort level is our number one priority. So thanks, Jill, for all your hard work on those thousands of invoices, letter by letter. And, theater's a little bit of a Stone Age era, I think I would say. We still use paper tickets. It's just that stigma of going to the theater. Like your playbill is in your hand and your ticket's in your hand. And we love that. Unfortunately, our invoicing system follows the same pattern. So Jill's been working hard upgrading all of that and looking into new ways. So we appreciate everybody, sticking through it and bearing with us. And hopefully the first week in June, you guys will have a pleasant surprise in your mailboxes. So, and then I'm going to turn it over to Kristen, who we all know and love, who is a strong advocate for our youth ambassadors. I don't know if this is the right term to say, Kristen, but a mom figure to them. They call her, they ask her for all this type of advice, and we are so, so grateful to have her. And she helps them all hours of the day. And I know that they would agree with us today if they were on. So, Kristen, you want to talk a little bit about the scholarship and our youth programs that we have?
Sure. Well, I was going to start off with just the program itself, and then we could talk about the scholarship after. But the Youth and Bernadette Eichler Youth Ambassador Program is now in its 9th year. And like I said earlier, I've led it for about 4 years now. We have about 40 school districts that are involved, and they're all located in central New York. And along with that, students are given a season subscription, and they attend pre-talks prior to the first night performance of all our shows within the subscription. And in exchange, they're required to complete a synopsis before the show. It's usually about a week or 2 weeks out before that, just so they have an understanding of what they're going to see. And then after that, they are to post a review of the show on social media. Typically, it's Facebook, Instagram, or another source of social media. I prefer Facebook. It's just easier to communicate with them through that. I know Danielle's kind of wishing it for other platforms.
Yeah, they use all these different platforms. Every time we talk to the kids, there's like Twitter, Instagram. I don't know. I can't keep up. I don't know.
Well, you keep up with a lot more than I do, that's for sure, with your Snapchatting.
Yeah, reality TV.
So, but yeah, and then they're to be committed and to participate in other things that we may have going on in the community. They are required to complete 10 hours of community service, and we usually participate in the Hike for Life every year. We have a lot of them that participate in that this year. It was virtual, so that was interesting, and it was great, and they did a phenomenal job, and the youth ambassadors stepped up. They joined our team, and we actually came in first place for the most participants that were online at that time during the walk. So
yay. That was awesome.
It was really great. And then we participated in Stuff the Bus this past year. That went really well. Also, and we had a lot of
It was
them
more like a
contribute to
crying
their,
fest. We just kept crying. Everyone was bringing in
yeah,
toys, and it really was like, oh, it was awesome.
It was really great. So they were involved in collecting the toys, but also the day that the sorting was, many of them participated in that too. So we're just really proud of this organization or the program that we have, and that we can actually do this. And just to talk a little bit about what we have for the pre-talk. So prior to the shows, and they always attend first night performance, we do have the pre-talks. They arrive about an hour and a half before, and the pre-talks consist of a variety of things. I like to relate, perhaps the person that we invite to speak, have them relate to something that's going on within the show, but also other things. I know there's a gentleman that came and kind of talked about preparation for even just job interviews, but we've had theater professors come in, stage directors from performances come and speak with them, musicians from the shows, just musicians within our community as well that have come to talk to them, dance instructors. We've had comedians because some of our shows were funny, so we've had them come in, and they basically just kind of tell their story, what led them to choose the career that they chose and what they needed to do to get to the point they were at. But I don't know. Overall, it's just such a great opportunity for these kids to come together that all have the same interest, and you'll hear from them.
Kristen, do you want to talk a little bit about who's eligible for the program? Because I think that's something exciting this year for the first time ever that we're changing up.
Yeah, so this year, it's always been juniors and seniors, but this year we're opening up to all high school students. So it's freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors. And we're really excited about that. We are going to be capping it off at 60. So if you are interested, or you know anybody that's interested, please reach out to us. You can find all our information on our BroadwayUtica.org website. The
I also just
application
put
is
a
on
link
there.
out there.
The link's up
Perfect.
there, right there on Facebook.
Link's out there.
Thank you. So you just need to submit the form. It's very self-explanatory. Basically, you need to fill out all this little paperwork, but most importantly, you're gonna send us an essay, just kind of explaining why you would like to be a part of the program, why you would want to be an ambassador with it. So, but it's just.
It's exciting, and you've done a lot of work for this program, and it has gone leaps and bounds. We have students that are still years on from graduating from the program that still come back to be involved with the newer classes, and it's just a way for anybody to get involved that is a high school student. So you don't need to be able to sing or dance, act, whatever. It is the most welcoming space for anybody that has a passion for the arts and their community. So, and like Kristen says, community service is a big part of it. And we want our youth, our next generation of theater goers, to be involved, to understand the process from the ground up. Kristen does a phenomenal job making sure that they talk to, not only lead actors and actresses, but the crew members, the drivers, the composers, the musicians, really just to understand how much goes into a production backstage. And we are blessed with, an amazing stagehands crew through the Stanley. And you walk back there before a show and see 50, 60 men and women just getting ready and working with this production that they've never met with before, and reading things off of paper for weeks before. And we have an amazing tech director, Jivo, that works diligently with everybody. And these kids see that. These kids hear from those people. So we're blessed with that. We have a new program, not a new program, it's been around. It's Students on Broadway. It's 12 years. And the whole purpose of that program is to get all ages of children into the theater for maybe a field trip type of performance or daytime performance. So we're excited to roll that out the later part of this year. And I know Kristen will get our hands wet in that a little bit and help us get off the ground. So we really appreciate all your work, Kristen, and how much you really do for these kids.
Kudos.
Did we lose Kristen?
She's amazing.
She's frozen.
Yeah.
I don't know where she went. Live. This is live. This is remote.
This is live.
At least it's got a good shot of her frozen right now. If that was me, it would be like,
there you are.
Sorry.
No. Okay. So we're just talking about the program and students on Broadway, but you want to go a little bit into the Linda Leogrand Scholarship and our partnership with the Community Foundation?
Yeah, I would love to do that. So we have this great scholarship that was created, was it last in a couple year? It's been in the works, and we started it here because we wanted to give back to these youth ambassadors for the ones that were extremely committed and participated so much in the program. So we reached out. Linda Leogrand, she was a board member for over 30 years. Beautiful, kind woman who did so much for the kids in the program. She also ran headed the scholarship at Utica College. She was in charge of that because we also do scholarship
still
there
going
as well.
on today.
Yes, they just announced it, I believe, like a week or two ago, who was going to usually attend the luncheon, and we get to meet that student that receives the scholarship, but unfortunately, we didn't. But great news is it was a former youth ambassador who we love dearly. So we were really excited to see her receive it. Well deserved. But so her husband wanted to kind of do a tribute to Linda. So we created this scholarship, and he's been very generous in contributing to it. We reached out to the Community Foundation, and they've become involved. So that is something that Danielle worked really closely with them with. And so we are proud and happy to say that this year we will be able to provide scholarships for 2 students in our program. And they're going to be well deserved. They've recently they're in the process of submitting their essays and everything. So we're hoping our plan is to find out who will be receiving those towards the end of this month. And we're just looking forward to reading all the essays and really excited.
The kids are so incredible.
The kids to have this opportunity.
So incredible.
Yeah. So if you wanted to add to that would be great.
No, I think you covered everything. For somebody who didn't really want to, talk that much, Kristen, you did a beautiful job. You could totally tell the kids are her passion. It's just, we could talk about them for days, and we've been having these Zoom calls with them, and they have just become a part of our family. And I know Kristen is very proud of all of them, as we all are. So thank you to everybody who supports them throughout the year. They are able to enjoy the theater and sit and watch these wonderful performances, meet these cast members like we talked about. We take them to New York City to see a live play. We get to give them the education behind it and stuff like that. So those dollars are dollars well spent. And, thanks to everybody and Mr. Leogrand, we're able to offer a scholarship for the first time ever this year. So it's turned into such a wonderful thing and blossomed to way more than I think any of us ever thought. But we are extremely thankful. And I know the kids are too. They tell us daily and all their cool social media apps that we don't know what to follow, but they remind us daily. So it's an awesome thing. So I think we have covered quite a bit of just the history of who we are, what we do, and what's to come. Broadway may look different in the coming months and the reopen, but this is only an intermission. As we keep saying, it's been a strong message of Broadway on our weekly calls with them in the touring league, and we will do our best to welcome you with the Stanley Theater into a safe environment, and a comfortable environment and an exciting environment. And our season is going to be incredible. It's going to be, that day we walk into the theater will be like a day of no other. I feel like it'll be like New Year's and Christmas and everything all in one. We'll definitely be celebrating, and we don't do anything small, that's for sure. So it will be wonderful, wonderful to see everybody. So while it's not the greatest news to maybe not see some of you until January, it's the right thing to do. And we are doing our part, obviously, to slow the spread and protect so many people. So there are several ways that you can support us through this time. You may have saw us all when you signed on with our awesome masks that they're stretchy, they go on your ears. These are for
They're
sale.
comfortable. They're very comfortable.
Well, if Jill says they're comfortable, then they must be, because
They're comfortable. They're very comfortable.
Very comfortable.
They are $10 each. They're washable. Mine is full of makeup and glitter. They are $10 each. The proceeds do go directly to our youth ambassadors and in funding the scholarship and getting the program off the ground for the fall. So we are excited about that. You can always donate to the Linda Leogrand Scholarship right through our website, or any of our youth ambassador programs, including Students on Broadway, right through BroadwayUtica.org. The biggest and best way to support us is through ticket sales. So when we get ready to announce that season and roll out, and you have any interest in being a subscriber or attending one show or every show, your contribution to the theater and to our industry and our organization is just our biggest heartfelt thank you. We know it takes a lot to commit to going out at night, especially in central New York, maybe with our weather and things like that, but we appreciate it. I know the Stanley Theater appreciates it. I know our restaurant partners and our community partners appreciate it. So if you could support the arts at all during this trying time with just positive thoughts or monetary donations, there's several ways and several industries out there that are taking a hit during this time. And we're thankful for our subscribers who come back year after year and keep our doors open and keep the theater full. So I just can't thank you guys enough. I wish I can come here today and say, and coming in January is, but we're just going to work with the producers a little bit more and make sure those schedules are buttoned up tight, especially with so many things being canceled and cities being canceled on. They now are trying to fit that into next year too. The biggest obstacle that we're currently having is casting, or that producers are having, is the casting right now, since New York is kind of on this indefinite pause, and when we can get things back open and producers can get into casting and start working in the studio. So when they give us the green light, you'll be the first to know. Carrie, did we have any questions at all that we should be covering? Or is anybody anything that we need to know?
No, but I've been putting out there the links to learn more about our YAP program. That's in our news feed right now, as well as how they can order masks. So that's up and to the public right now too. But what I just wanted to add briefly is, a lot of our followers on Facebook have seen some of our intentions of getting involved with the community with our artist takeover, our Feel Good Fridays, and our virtual talent showcase. So I just want to thank everybody who participated and shared their talents with us. Yeah. We love it. We were glad that we could be able to do that to keep, our viewers entertained, so to say. And in the upcoming ones, we're going to be working on other ways to bring you community talent, and maybe an events or some games we can play. So we're going to stay interactive with all of you out there.
Well, thank you for that, Carrie. And I know our audience will be excited. We have the best jobs, we have the best members, we have the best ticket holders, we have the best supporters. We say that all the time. And we do really mean it. For those of you that were just, wondering, Waitress will be rescheduled. We're excited to hopefully announce that date. So if you have a ticket to that show, your seat location and your ticket will be honored. Once we're back into the office full time, we'll get all those new tickets printed with a current date. But hopefully we can announce that date soon. They were one of the tours that was affected with canceling so many cities and then trying to reroute us in. So we are excited. That is a show worth waiting for. It was the one I was most excited about this year. But it'll be here, and it'll be here better than ever. So I think that's it. I don't really have much more. Does anybody else? Did we cover everything, ladies?
I think so.
I think so.
I think so. So if you're drinking your coffee or wine, water, champagne, wherever you are, we just want to cheers to you for your constant support, your unlimited dedication, your transparency, your commitment to the arts, to the youth, the theater. We are forever grateful, and we know the curtain will rise again. So enjoy intermission. Act 2 will be here soon. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Cheers.